So for those of you who had the delicious and fabulous annual Purim pasta dinner hosted by our confirmation class, let's give them some love. Let's clap our hands. And if you could do the students a favor, they are just aching to be able to wash your dishes, but in order to wash your dishes, they need to get them. So if you have a chance, right over by the window, you'll see a busing station to put any of the dishes you're done with, and they can get what's it called? Washing. Now, Cantor.
Is this? Oh, it is. Yes, Rabbi.
I have to say.
Yes, Rabbi. What do you have to say?
That this Shushan Barbie. So refreshing.
What is in the Shushan Barbie?
I don't know, but I think it is not for children. So
where can I get a Shushan Barbie?
If you want a Shushan Barbie, Dan Crevin, do some jumping jacks. The man in the corner is the bartender for tonight, and he has Shushan Barbies and beers and non-alcoholic beverages. The bar will be open through the end of the Megillah reading.
You know what, Rabbi?
What, Cantor?
Those Hamantashen were amazing. Who thought they were amazing?
You know what?
Where did they come from?
I would say, oh, nuts.
They were,
nuts amazing.
They were.
So if you're looking to get some more Hamantashen, we've had a number of people ask, where can we get such amazing Hamantashen? And all you have to do is look up ohnuts.com. So in just a moment, we're going to be doing the Megillah reading, and then we have our fabulous. I've had a little too much of the Shushan Barbies.
We haven't even started, Rabbi.
Oh, I've been here since 5, baby. So any kids who want to sit up front, if you guys want to sit on the floor up here, you are welcome to come up front. And I have to say, the closer you sit, the more likely candy may fall into your laps. So feel free to scooch up. If you want to sit on the floor, come and join us up front. We have a taker. So in order for us to begin, Shushan. So hopefully everybody has 2 things. The songs for our service are on the little pink handout, the light pink handout. And the program for the spiel is in the white program. And if you need them, they're on that chair right over there. And if you need a grogger, just check around the tables. I think there's still some groggers on the table for those who need. And we need your help. So, you know what, Cantor?
No, what, Rabbi?
One of the things that was so amazing about the Persian Empire,
yes,
was that wherever you went, there was always a Barbie.
There was, and a Jewish Barbie, because Barbie is Jewish.
So please join us. This is the shortest service you will ever do at B'nai Israel.
I want to hear everyone. This is not hard. Right? Whenever she prays, Barbie feels so Jewish. She meets up with Ken and they go to the shul. Together they read from the siddur that is newish, chanting the Hebrew that they learned in school. Baruch Hu Ma'ariv Veshama and the Ve'ahavta. Michamochamashkivenu Veshamru, that stand for Tefillah and the Aleinu. Barbie and Ken go to temple near the Jewish. It's called CBI, that's the short name for you. They look at the trees out the window at the viewish and sit with their friends saying, how do you do? Barakum Arif Shama and the Be'ahapta. Woo! That stand for Tefillah and the Aleinu. Did it, and I wrote it. After they pray to the Oneg, they go Jewish to meet up with friends and eat a cookie or two. Such a good time to be together with the fewish and happy to meet with a friend who is new. Well done.
So, as all the, if I could wait, quiet the groggers for just a sec. And if anybody who is a Megillah reader can come on up. So I want to invite the Megillah readers to come up right now. Come join us up here. So come on up and let's review some of the Megillah reading rules. Do you guys remember the rules? For instance, if I say Vashti, you say,
you go, girl.
And if I say Ahasuerus, Gesundheit.
Tada.
And if I say Mordecai,
yay!
and if I say Esther,
woo!
And if I say Vashti,
you go, girl.
and if I say Now, we also have a little tradition that at the end of each chapter, we may take a sip of something. And you are also welcome to take a sip of something at the end of each chapter, but only if you have a designated driver.
Yes. So, Rabbi,
Yes, Kim.
is it really time for Purim already?
We have to do one thing first.
What's that?
I have learned
Yes.
that the best way to keep Jews quiet
Is to have them eating?
is put something in their mouth.
Yes. you for that, Rabbi.
Do you want to know what is in here?
Ooh, what is in there?
What do you guys think is in here? What do you think is in here? Did you say frittata? No, it is not a sword, because I think that the word is more powerful than a sword. This is a genuine,
The whole.
authentic, whole. This is not the Torah, it's the whole Megillah. This is what they mean when they say the whole Megillah. And once you do the whole Megillah, you are responsible for winding it back. So, Cantor, since this is your last time with us as the Cantor, I think she'll still be one of our Cantors. She's just not going to be the Cantor. I think you should read the whole Megillah in Hebrew, backwards. Backwards. I think that's a great idea. How much time do you guys have? I got time. I'm ready, but first we need to say the blessing. Cantor, can you lead us in the blessing and read the first verse in Hebrew?
Not only is there a blessing, there are 3 blessings. Three, because we just can't get enough. One is thanking God for telling us to chant from the Megillah, to read the Megillah. The second one is thanking God for all the great miracles that God has done for our people.
Wait. I know what the third one is.
Do you know what the third one? I think it's one of your favorites.
The third one says, thank you, God, for enabling us to experience this moment right now, today. And
Right now,
is
right here, right now, right here. Notice this is full. It has not been drunk yet.
Notice this was full,
This was full.
and it is not.
No. Okay, you guys ready? If you know the blessings, join me. If you don't, what do you say at the end?
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu mikra Megillah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa nisim l'avoteinu bayamim ha'em b'zman hazeh.
Amen.
Now you know how the blessing goes. Join me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'hechianu v'kiyamanu v'hechianu l'zman hazeh. Rabbi wants me to do it all backwards. I think she'd like me to do it standing on my head, but
Could
that's
you
not
do
going to
that?
happen. I actually need the light. Vayhi b'nei Achashverosh, Achashverosh, Hamalech mehod uve'atkush, Sheva ve'etzrim u'mea medina. That's it. One verse.
Now it came to pass in the days of Ahasuerus, in the days of Ahasuerus,
Achoo!
Gesundheit, who reigned, as it were, in a kingdom so big that it had more market shares than any other toy company. And in the third year of his reign, the king made a banquet for all of his princes and his servants and all who held power in Persia and Media, the nobles. Shh, we have to wait for Haman to pour his name out.
Oh, Rabbi, you did it now.
I did do it. So the king made a banquet for all his princes and all of his servants and all who held power in Persia and Media. The nobles and the princes of the provinces were brought before him, and he showed off his riches and his glorious kingdom for 180 days. And everyone had all manners of things to drink. Some drinks were pink and some drinks were blue, but they all sparkled. And at this party, he demanded that his queen, Vashti,
You go, girl!
came out and paraded herself around for his guests. But the queen did not like being bossed around
Nope.
and disrespected. So she said,
No.
and this
She said, no. I'm good at that one. No.
and this made the king very angry, and he had poor Queen Vashti banished to the real world.
End of chapter 1. L'chaim. Okay, no, I just wanted to see where okay, wait a minute. הדברים האלה כשוך עמד המלך אחשוורוש זכר את ושתי ואת אשר עשתה ואת אשר נגזר עליה.
After the king settled down a bit, he regretted the way he spoke to Vashti.
You go, girl!
He was lonely and wanted to get remarried. So he decided the only logical thing to do was to have a contest for a new queen and to make every eligible woman in the land enter the contest. Well, at that time, there lived a certain Jew named Mordecai,
Woo!
from the tribe of Benjamin, who was a refugee from the land of Israel from the time of Nebuchadnezzar. And he was raising his niece Hadassah, that is Esther, who was his uncle's daughter, for she had neither father nor mother. So Hadassah, who was better known as Esther,
Yay!
entered the contest. And while the king thought she was quite beautiful, he was even more impressed by how very smart and well-read she was. And because she was the king's favorite, she became the new queen. End of chapter 2.
L'chaim. Some of these chapters feel very short.
Thank you.
No. הדברים האלה גידל המלך אחשוורוש את המן בן המדתה האגגי וינצאהו וישם את כיסו מעל כל השרים אשר איתו.
Chapter 3. Sometime later, King Ahasuerus
Achoo!
promoted Haman,
Boo!
the Agagite, a very arrogant man, and advanced him and set his seat above all the princes that were with him. And all the king's servants bowed down and prostrated themselves before Haman. And the king had so commanded them. But Mordecai
Woo! Yay!
refused to bow down before him. And when Haman
Woo!
saw that Mordecai refused to bow down before him, Haman was enraged. But it seemed contemptible in his eyes to lay hands on Mordecai
Yay!
alone. And Haman sought to destroy all the Jews that were throughout the whole kingdom of Ahasuerus.
Achoo!
And Haman said to King Ahasuerus,
Achoo!
there is a certain people scattered among the peoples in all the provinces of the kingdom, and their laws are different from those of every people, and they don't keep the king's laws, and it's not in your majesty's interest to tolerate them. If it please the king, let a proclamation be written that they will be destroyed, and I will pay 10,000 pieces of silver into the hands of those who have the charge of the king's business. And the king took out his official ring from his hand and gave it to Haman, the Jews' enemy. And the king said, the silver is given to you, the people also do with them as it seems good to you. And the orders were issued in the name of King Ahasuerus that on the 13th day of the 12th month, the month of Adar, that the Jews, young and old, liberal and conservative, vegan and meat eater, those wearing high heels and those wearing Birkenstocks, shall be taken out in a single day, and all of their possessions may be plundered. And the king and Haman then sat down to drink, but the city of Shushan was dumbfounded and confused by the orders that had been issued. Yikes!
End of chapter 3. L'chaim. Mordecai yada et kol asher nasa vayikra Mordecai et begadav vayivasad va'efer vayitzeh betoch ha'ir vayizak ze'aka gdola umara.
Mordecai
Yay!
heard what had happened. He tore his clothes and put on sackcloth with ashes and went out into the midst of all the city and cried with a loud and bitter cry.
Oi!
And when he came before the king's palace, clothed in sackcloth, in fact, it was great mourning among the Jews throughout the kingdom, and fasting, and weeping, crying, and obeying, and more than a few gavolts, and many Jews were clothed in sackcloth and ashes. And when Esther's maid and told her what was happening, the queen was exceedingly pained, for dressing appropriately for every occasion was very important to her, and she sent the latest style of clothing to Mordecai with matching accessories so that he could change out of his sackcloth, but he refused. Then Esther called for assistance to go to Mordecai and to ask what was this all about. So
went to Mordecai, who was sitting before the king's gate. And Mordecai told them all that had happened and gave them a copy of the decree that was given out in Shushan to destroy the Jews, and told them to show it to the queen and to tell her that she must go to the king to beg on behalf of the people. And this is how Esther was made aware of the decree. Then Esther spoke to her assistant and said, "Oi, baby," and she gave him a message to give to Mordecai. Everyone knows that whosoever, whether they identify as a man or a woman, cisgender, transgender, non-binary, gender fluid, gender non-conforming, or by any other way, and they come before the king in his private chambers without being invited, there is but one law for them, that they be put to death. Unless the king holds out the golden scepter for them, and then and only then they may live. And I've not been called to come before the king for these 30 days. And the assistant told Mordecai all that Esther had said. Then Mordecai said, "Please go back to the queen and say to her, do not imagine that you can save yourself in the king's palace from the fate of all the Jews. For if you keep silent at this time, relief and salvation will come to the Jews from another source. And you and your parents' household will perish. And who knows? Maybe it's because of this that you have been put into a royal position." Then Esther asked that the assistant go back to Mordecai and say to him, "Go gather together all the Jews that are present in Shushan and tell them that for me, don't eat or drink for 3 days, night and day. I will also fast, and then I will go to the king. And if I die, I die." So Mordecai went his way and did all that Esther had commanded him.
Boy, do I need a drink.
Boy, do I need a drink.
End of chapter 4.
Hang on a sec. Close enough for jazz. Vayom Ashlishi Vatilbash Esther Malchut Vatamot Vachatzar Beit HaMelech HaPnimit Nochach Beit HaMelech והמלך יושב על כיסא מלכותו בבית המלכות נוכח פתח הבית. This chapter. Okay, we can't. We'll just leave it here.
Hi, Barbie. Hi, Barbie. Hi, Barbie. Hi, Barbie. Hi, Barbie. Now, it came to pass on the third day of the fast that Esther put on her fanciest, schmanciest royal apparel with all of the appropriate accessories and stood in the inner court of the king's private courtyard. As she nervously approached the king, she prayed that her fasting and praying had somehow softened the king's heart towards the Jews. When the king saw Esther, the queen, standing there, it was clear that she had obtained favor in his sight. As the king held out to Esther the golden scepter, as Esther drew near the king and said to her, "What do you want, my queen? Whatever you ask shall be yours, up to half of my kingdom." And Esther said, "If it seems good unto the king, let the king and Haman come this evening to a dinner party in my private chambers. Pleased that he didn't have to give up half his kingdom, the king went happily to the dinner party. At the end of the evening, the king again asked Esther, "What do you want, my queen? Whatever you ask shall be yours, up to half my kingdom." And again, Esther invited the king and Haman to a dinner party in the following night. Haman was delighted and flattered by both invitations, but on his way home, he became enraged that Mordecai refused to bow to him again. And when he told his wife Zeresh, who was a good match for her husband, she suggests that Haman should build the gallows just for Mordecai. As his sons watched a lot of westerns and shows about horses and didn't get a lot of time to be with their father because of all of his social climbing, they were excited to help their father build the gallows. End of chapter 5.
Balalahu netatat senat hamelech vayomer levi et sefer hazichronot divrei hayamim vayu nikraim lifnei hamelech.
After drinking and eating such rich food at the banquet, the king had trouble sleeping, so he commanded he be brought the chronicles. You know, the game by Mattel. And so they were brought before the king, and it was found there that Mordecai had told of Ken, also known as Bigthan and Teresh, who had sought to harm King Ahasuerus. And the king said, "What honor and dignity has been done to Mordecai?"
Yay!
For this, the keeper of the records replied, "There is nothing done for him." Just then, Haman came in to speak to the king because he was excited to tell him about the gallows he had built for Mordecai.
Yay!
But before Haman could say anything about hanging anybody, the king said unto him, "What shall be done for the man whom the king delights in honoring?" Now Haman said in his heart, "Who would the king want to honor more than me?" And Haman said unto the king, "For the man whom the king delights in honoring, let him be dressed in the king's royal apparel, and ride upon the king's horse, and to the top of the outfit let him wear the royal crown, and have him ride on the king's horse through the streets of the city, and someone should proclaim loudly before him, 'This is what is done for the person who the king desires to honor.'" And the king said to Haman, "Delightful! Make haste and take the apparel and the horse and everything else you said for Mordecai the Jew. Do that all and more." And though it pained him, Haman took the apparel and the horse and the crown and dressed Mordecai and caused him to ride through the streets of the city and proclaimed before him, "This is what is done for the man who the king desires to honor."
End of chapter 6. L'chaim. Vayafol hamelech vehaman לשתות עם אסתר המלכה.
The next day, after Mordecai
Yay!
went through the street and Haman was completely humiliated, he and the king came to the second banquet with Esther,
Yay!
and the king again asked Esther,
Yay!
party, what do you want, my queen? Whatever you shall ask will be yours, up to half my kingdom. Then Queen Esther
Yay!
answered him and said, if I have found favor in your sight, O king, and if it pleases the king, let my life be given to me at my petition, and my people at my request, for we have been sold, I and my people to be destroyed, to be slain, and to perish. In other words,
Murdered. Ooh, end of chapter 7. L'chaim, mamash. L'chaim. L'chaim. Bayom Natan Melech HaKasherosh Lester HaMakan Et Beit Haman Sorer HaYehudim uMordechai B'lifnei HaMelech Ki Higida Esther Malula.
And Esther
Yay!
spoke yet again before the king and fell down at his feet and begged him with puppy dog eyes and tears to stop the hateful mischief of Haman and his plot against the Jews. And she said, if it pleases the king, and I have found favor in his sight, and if I be pleasing to his eyes, let it be written to reverse the proclamation devised by Haman, which he wrote to destroy the Jews that are in all of the king's provinces. For how can I endure to see the evil that shall come to my people? Or how can I endure to see the destruction of my family? The king finally realizes how evil and simply bad at his job that Haman is. And he appoints Mordecai as his new prime minister. And the first law that Mordecai and Esther issue is that the Jews have the right to defend themselves against anyone who tries to harm them. The second law was a voting's right bill ensuring that every citizen in the land had the ability to vote.
Yay! End of chapter 8. That's where we are, right? 8. L'chaim! L'chaim! V'ishneim atzar chodesh v'chodesh adar b'shlosha atzar yom asher higia dvar hamelech v'dato v'yatzot v'yom asher siberu oyevei hayodim lishlot bahem v'navochu asher yishletu hayodim hema v'sonem. That wasn't Haman, it was Hema. Different word completely, not a person. Go for it.
And so that year, on the 13th of Adar, the Jews successfully defeated their enemies throughout the land. But in Shushan, the battle continued another day through the 14th of Adar. Haman and his and his sons received the treatment they had intended of Mordecai. Mordecai and Esther then declared that the 14th of Adar would be a day of feasting throughout the land, but in Shushan, the celebration would be held on the 15th, because by then the fighting had ceased. Mordecai also declared that this would be a holiday for the Jewish people forever, and the celebration would include reading Megillah, eating a festive meal, gifts of food to friends and neighbors, and giving charity to the poor. And Esther's ordinance validating all of these observations of Purim were recorded in a scroll.
No drinking for those who are underage. Is this working? It takes so little, I'm telling you. Every year, less and less. Vayasem hamelech Achashverosh mas al haaretz v'yehayam. That's it. Yeah, it gets short at the end, which is a really good thing.
And a full account of the greatness that the king bestowed upon Mordecai,
Yay!
as well as his Oscar nomination, is recorded in the Chronicles of the Kings of Media and Persia. For Mordecai
Yay!
was second only to the king, and no surprise, Mordecai was very well respected by the Jews and the Academy. And really no one watched the Oscars this year. People. And the people forget that Esther was the real hero of the story by risking her life for her people and interceding for their good and welfare, for preaching peace for all the descendants, and for writing the script and for directing it. And she should have received an Oscar nomination for all that she had done.
That's right. I'll drink to that. End of chapter 10, L'chaim.
So in just
Whoa. Rabbi,
Cantor,
what comes at the end?
I'm gonna guess a blessing.
We can't finish without saying thank you one more time.
Let me get in the sick first.
Okay, me too.
Now you can do it.
Okay.
My glass is bigger.
Mine is emptier than yours. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. I started to love it. Let's see what happens. Haravet riveinu ve'adan et dineinu ve'anokem et nikmatenu ve'ameshalem gemul lechol oyevei nafshenu. Here it comes. Ve'anifra lanu mitzareinu. Not bad. Baruch atah Adonai hanifra le'amo Yisrael mikol tzarehem ha'el Amen.
So let's give a round of applause to all of our Megillah readers. So in just a moment, our director, the head Ken, will be telling us what he'd like us to do next.
The more you drink, the funnier we are, and it's a good cause to help the confirmation class raise some funds for their trip to Israel. So, we are now going to set the stage, and we will be back with the Purimspiel, Queen Esther Barbie, and Ken. Coming right up. Stay tuned.
That's more backwards.
Hey, Barbie. Hey, Barbie. Hey, construction Barbie. Hey, Barbie, if you can see me, hello. If you could listen, that would be great. Hey, Barbie. Hey, Barbie. We have a small intermission program for you. So for those that don't know, today we held our inaugural CBI Hamantaschen Bake-Off. We had 8 amazing Hamantaschen entered by 6 amazing bakers and baker households. Team Wonderland, led by Susanna Cohen. Yeah, all right, some love back there. Rachel Worston. Team Moon, which was Martha Moon and Judy Hyman. Debbie Watson, Luann Higgs, and Lauren Solomon. We had over 50 people with tasting tickets and 3 amazing semi-professional judges. So we want to announce our 2 winners. So for our popular vote, again, 50 plus tasting tickets, that goes to Debbie Watson with her strawberry Hamantaschen. Not sure if Debbie's present tonight. Any Debbies? Debbie Watson's here? You think so? Someone related to Debbie here? No? Okay. All right. Well, we'll make sure Debbie finds out. And then best in show vote went to Team Moon. Again, that is Martha Moon and Judy Hyman for their apricot Hamantaschen. Yes, anyone from Team Moon here this evening? No? No? Okay, we'll let them know they won. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Enjoy the show.
Okay. Have a seat, okay? All right. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Testing. And more testing. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Purimspiel 2024. Someone who's standing in the back over, someone who's sitting right in front of the light switch is going to turn those light switches off over there for me, please. There we go, and over here as well. Leslie, can you just hit those light switches for me, please? Thank you kindly. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the B'nai Israel Players presentation of Purimspiel 2024, Queen Esther Barbie and Ken. Now, some of the children who are sitting up here on the floor, please remember that the brown stripes on the ground, that's the limit line. You should sit behind that. And your parents should watch to make sure that you sit behind that. Can we lower the volume on the mics just a touch? We're getting a little bit of feedback. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. So I know a lot of you have a grogger, and a lot of you have been practicing with the reading of the Megillah. We're going to practice a little bit differently for the cheers and the boos. So you're going to cheer or boo, but it does not go on forever because there's more words going on, okay? So let's practice. If you hear Esther, you say, good, and then you stop saying yay. And if you hear Mordechai, same thing. Good. And Haman. That was a little too long on the groggers. Let's practice this one more time because you got to make it short and sweet. Amen. Cool. All right. King Ahashken Varosh. Did you notice how I snuck that Ken in there? Because this is Queen Esther, Barbie, and Ken. So Ahashken Varosh and Queen Vashti. Good. All right. We are going to start tonight's show with a movie. The movie, you gotta really listen for this one. The movie starts on the two screens on each side, but it starts with some words, but the screen is black. So when you hear the words, don't think, oh, something's goofing up with the video. It's supposed to start in darkness. And then it'll come on, and you'll watch the movie before the show begins. So we got that, yeah? Without further ado, the B'nai Israel Players bring you Purimspiel 2024, Queen Esther Barbie and Ken. And so now, we listen quietly for the movie. Roll them.
For as long as there have been little Jewish girls, there have been dolls. But they've always been baby dolls. In 1959, that all changed.
Esther Barbie, you can be a princess or a queen, a doctor or an astronaut, or a journalist or professor, or business owner, or anything you want to be.
And you can have anything you want to have. You just have to let people know.
What about me? Can I be anything I want to be? Oh no, Ken. You have to do and be whatever Esther Barbie tells you to. Sorry!
When I wake up in my kosher world, I get up out of bed and wake to my homegirl. Oh, Barbie, she's so cool. Say in the morning It's Purim, time to do our thing. You know, it's Purim. It's not a dream. We like all the holidays, but Purim is a dream. Esther, Mordecai, either way their power, they'll save you and I. Esther, Barbie, a light of style. Fight to save the news, she went that extra mile. Round and round and round and round and
Booger or Barbie? Booger to Barbie. Booger or Barbie? Isn't it just a perfect day? Yes, it's perfectly perfect. Another perfect day. Everything is just as it should be, as it always has been. Except, do any people ever worry about anti-Semitism?
And now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the banquet of King Ahash Ken Varosh.
Welcome everyone to my annual royal banquet. I'd especially like to welcome all the Barbies and all the Kens. Tonight will be a perfect night of dancing and fun. And the best part of the best part will be my queen, your queen, Vashti. Dancing for all of you. You there, Big Ken and Kenny, go get Vashti. Actually, I don't have anything big planned, just a giant blowout dance party with all the Barbies, with planned choreography and a bespoke song. Oh, Vashti, so glad you could stop by.
What do you want now, O great King Ahash Ken Varosh?
Hi, my little dolly. I know you don't like surprises, but I've got one for you anyway. To get the evening off to a great start, I want you to dance for my guest now.
Now? Here? Have you lost your mind? I don't perform on command. I wasn't built for that.
I thought all you dolls were built for that. Listen, Vashti, I want you to dance for my guest now.
Listen, Kenny boy, I've done more than everything you've asked for in the past. But I'm tired of letting you think you have me wrapped around your finger. I've had enough, and I won't dance for this drunken crowd.
Listen, Vashti, this isn't a request. It's a royal command.
Ooh, I'm shaking in my high heels.
Not a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. I'm not plastic, I really am fantastic. I won't dance for you, it's something I won't do. Imagine this, king, I ain't your creation.
Come on, Vashti, dance and party.
I'm not a Barbie girl living in the royal world. I'm not plastic, I am charismatic. I will dance for you, it's something I won't do. Yeah, it's a revelation, I need a long vacation. I'm not your bimbo girl, I won't spin and twirl. I won't play, I won't dance, not your dolly.
You're my queen, I control. At least that's what I think. Come right here, dance right there, says the king now.
You can hope, you can pray, but you won't get your way. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. I'm going drastic. This'll be classic. You can say goodbye. It's fun for me to fly. Imagine this, king. This'll be your last thing.
Come on, Vashti, dance and party.
No.
Come on, Vashti, save my party.
Oh no. Oh no.
Come on, Vashti, don't delay me.
No.
Come on, Vashti, you obey me.
Oh no. Oh no.
In case that wasn't clear enough, Kenny boy, I'm taking my royal leave. And these. That's all I gotta say, loser boy. I'm out of here.
She's gone. Is she coming back?
I don't know, King Ken. Queen Vashti, she disobeyed you. I didn't know she was allowed to do that. Is she?
I don't know. This has never happened before. Something strange has gotten into her. Advisors, my banquet's ruined. What am I supposed to do now?
It's time for you to get some new dollies to play with, Your Majesty. You need to replace Vashti.
Replace her? How do I do that? It's not like real queens are lined up in boxes on the shelves at Target, you know?
Yeah, if they were, I'd have one already too. Oh, I know. How about a mail order bride? You have to pay for shipping, but at least you get to choose the queen you want.
Nah, they got a terrible return policy. Listen, Your Majesty, you gotta get a new queen that doesn't cry or grow on demand. You need a local woman from Shushan here.
How about just a long-term, distance, casual, low-commitment girlfriend?
Nah, you need to get a queen who the people of Shushan can admire and be loyal to.
Well, where would I find that?
Maybe Mattel makes one.
Yeah, true blue, loyal Barbie.
No, sire, you should hold a contest.
Like a dance contest.
I was thinking more of a beauty contest. Yeah, but sure, with dancing. And then you get to choose the queen you want.
A beauty contest with dancing? I like it. Send out an announcement that there'll be a contest for a new queen.
Did you see the official announcement for the contest?
Yes, but I'm thinking I won't go.
Why is that?
Oh, the king is just such a Ken, you know what I mean? He's really nothing special, just a beach guy like all the others. He's more like a guy who's just nice than like the most powerful man in the kingdom. And I don't want to be queen either. I like my stereotypical life just the way it is. Besides, I've been having some feelings lately, some nagging thoughts, you know?
Like what?
Well, I've been thinking about things outside my own perfect life, and I've been having, like, anxiety, and maybe a bit depressed.
That's not like you at all.
I know, right? And I'm like, I shouldn't be having anxiety or panic attacks, right?
Well, as for the king, I can't disagree with your assessment, but as for you, your life and your feelings, I think there's someone you need to talk to get some perspective.
What do you mean? Who do you mean?
You need to talk to Weird Barbie. She has some insights that you need to hear. Mr. Barbie, I'd like you to meet Weird Barbie.
Hey, good looking. Nice to meet you. What can I do you for?
I've been feeling anxious lately.
And what pursuit is this?
Just a fun game of volleyball.
Is that it?
Maybe some thoughts about
Anti-Semitism, Well, it's real, all right. But if you want to get back to living your perfect life, you're going to have to deal with this.
But I have to do.
Educate yourself. Educate others. Stay vigilant. You have a choice to make. Do you want to go back to your old unaware life and not understand your anxieties? Or do you want to truly know yourself? Push back. Push back on anti-Semitism and live a fuller, more complex life. The choice is yours.
Different. Get my old life back.
No. You have to want to grow up and understand the universe.
But you gave me a choice.
That was just for show. Try again.
No other option.
Nope. But when all is said and done, I don't think the king's going to choose you to be his dolly. He's got every perfect Barbie to choose from. He's not going to choose you to be his queen. Based on what you've told me already, you're too unique and you got to work real to be chosen. I wouldn't worry.
Okay, well, I'm glad you think I'm too unique to be chosen. I do like my quiet, peaceful, yet fun life just the way it is, but it's years you mean about growing up.
That's all well and good, but there's one last thing you need to think about. Be sure to talk about yourself. Let anyone know you're Jewish. There are some folks in the king's court who are no friends to the Jews.
True. Better for now to keep it a secret.
Won't it be fairly obvious with the last name Oppenheimer? All right, I guess I'll go get ready now.
Good. Weird Barbie will stay near you in the contest. Little is cool.
All right, all of you Barbies, get yourselves ready for the King's Beauty and Dance Contest.
Well, then you're going to become the new queen tonight.
The king is on his way.
So remember, be your best self, show your best self, and smile. Now here he is, King Ahash Ken Barosh.
Welcome to the contest to select a new queen. Good luck to you all.
King Ken, you can find me in your sight. I'm a diamond in your eyes. Don't you want to take me along for the ride? Oh man, it's so cool. You can see I know that he's cool. Take me as you may take me, best please. That's the moment I'll shine. The water will till you sugar over and sand. When you choose me, I ain't no shame, baby, no shame. I can dance, I can dance, I can dance. Watch me dance. It's a nice night. You wanna see it on your face. Watch me dance. It's a nice night. Just see when you feel my grace. Lately I've been thinking about you, King. Still you look my best. Hey, your Majesty, you can count me. I ain't missed no steps. Sorry, man, if we shoot over and slam. When you choose me, I no sham, baby, no sham. I can dance, I can dance, I can dance. Hey, can you choose me?
That was great. You were all wonderful, exceptional, perfect. I just have a few questions to conclude the contest. You there. What is something special about yourself?
Oh, well, I'm not perfect. Actually, I have flat feet.
Flat feet! Yeah! All right, well, aside from her, the rest of you made this a very difficult decision, but I think I know who I want for my own queen. The rest of you can go away now.
Which one now?
The one in the big top.
Really?
Third for me, she's the one. Have her come down.
Oh. Come on down. What's your name, miss?
Esther Barbie.
Was that Barbenheimer?
It's just Esther Barbie.
Come on over and meet the king.
Esther, you shall be my new queen. Bring out the royal crown and car. The rest of you can go on after your blessed little lives. Shall we hop in my car now? I will show you around the royal kingdom and introduce you to everyone in the royal court. Now, that reminds me of something. You there, Ken.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Esther, Barbie, and I, we're going to be going on our honeymoon. I need someone to look over Shushan while I'm gone. You look just as good as any other Ken, so I'm making you the new prime minister.
Minister? Like over the whole beach?
No, like over all of Shushan.
With the cool hat, the big medallion?
Yes, both of those.
Can you just hold on? Give me just one second.
Are you all right? All right, well, why don't you get on out there and do what prime minister's supposed to be doing?
Like throw that big party on the beach?
No, like go out and meet the people, let them know what's going on. They'll bow down to you if you let them know that you represent me.
Oh, I'll let them know what's going on, all right.
Right. Queen Esther Barbie, don't you love the sound of that? Let's hit Delta around.
Hey, Kenneth, get in here.
Yes, oh, beach, dude.
No, I'm not just beach anymore, guys. Guess who was just made the new prime minister?
Barbie.
No.
Social cat.
No, you morons, me.
Oh, wow. What are you going to do now?
He made me the prime minister.
What are you supposed to do now?
I'm not exactly sure. I think it has something to do with government. Shouldn't be too hard. A lot of folks around here do government.
Maybe you should do some research, find out about the expectations.
I expect to be great at it, of course. But you got a point there. How to research a new job.
Maybe the library. They have books on all kinds of stuff.
The library. Yes, I could find out about stuff I'm supposed to do. Let's go. Here we are. Excuse me. Can I just use the library?
Yes.
Can anyone use it?
No, you have to.
Power? Is that what you have to have? Because I've got plenty of that. I'm the new prime minister.
Actually, you need.
Thank you. We can handle it from here. All right, guys, go get me some books on power and how to abuse it. I mean, use it. Ooh. This is very interesting. In the real world, it says men have all the power. They run things. They're the bosses. They're in charge. It is a full-on patriarchy.
They have cool cars.
They ride horses too.
Yes, the horses. I gotta find out more about this patriarchy thing and how I can have one.
Maybe the governor's office. He's a government guy.
Good one, Kenneth. To the governor's office. Yes. Mr. Governor, is it true that you have all the power now? Is that right? That's true. Because it's true. And you get to make all the decisions and people fear and respect you, is that right? That's true. Because it's true. Wow, this is great. Thanks, bro. I knew it. I have a high-level, high-paying job with influence. This patriarchy thing, this is how I'm gonna roll. All right, you guys, go gather up some of the Barbie and Ken townsfolk and gather them together so I can be introduced as the new prime minister.
You got it, boss.
Oh, wait. Remember, get my horse ready, too.
Roger that. Yeah, I hope it's going to be charming and kind and perfect like the other one was. Well, he's a cat, so he should be preaching. They all. Wait a minute. What's the new prime minister from the Dares? Listen up, all you kids and Barbies. It's time to meet your new prime minister. A real one of a kind. The one and only Ken Haven.
Greetings, all you Kens and Barbies of Shushan. As most of you know by now, I ride a horse. And that's because I'm the new prime minister and worthy of your utmost respect, admiration, and even a little bit of fear.
Yeah, if I were you, I'd bow down to him, give him the respect he deserves, and bow down to his patriarchal personage.
Good one. Nice, very nice. It's great to see all of Shushan on its knees. Whoa, hold on. You there. What's up with you, Mr. Average Ken? You should be bowing down to me. I'm the new prime minister. Why aren't you bowing down?
I'm no average Ken. I'm Jewish, and we don't bow to other Kens. We only bow when we're praying, only to God.
Oh my God.
Silence. So you only pray and bow when you're praying to your maker?
It's kind of a trick question to know.
Enough of that. What's your name, buddy?
Mordecai.
Enough. You think you're better than me? You want to go for a beach off right now, buddy?
I see no need for a beach up.
Probably because you just don't beach very well. Is that it?
Actually, I have a job that's a lot more involved than just beach.
All right, you're really starting to get under my skin now, buddy. I'm going to give you a pass this time. But if I ever go back and see you and you ain't bowing, I'll see you on the Malibu beach.
He'll see you at the beach.
Whoa, dude. You must have fallen out of bed and burnt your toast. You got him mad.
Yeah, why'd you get him so angry? The prime minister's a powerful man. He could have you locked up and put away in a box.
I wasn't trying to rip the fabric of existence. I was just telling the truth.
You really wouldn't bow down to him just because he's a Ken guy?
I said Jews only bow when we're praying to God.
And what's it like to be Jewish?
Well, give me a guitar and I'll show you. Said I'm just a Jewish man with moral standards, following my faith, and I'm living a clean life. And I know that I really can feel God's love when I'm praying and when I am really feeling free. I'm a little bit angry now. This ain't over. Not here, no. Not while the Jews are still around. Bowing to him, make him feel good. Yeah, don't care if he feels good. He wants to push me around. Well, he won't. Well, he won't. He wants me to bow down. Well, I won't. Well, I won't. Won't let him take me for granted. Won't let him take me for granted. No, no, I won't. wants to push me around. Well, he won't. Well, he won't. He wants me to bow down. Well, I won't. Well, I won't. Won't let him take me for granted. Won't let him take me for granted. No, no, I won't. Well, that's a bit about what it's like to be Jewish. Did I go on too long? Anyway, I really need to find Queen Esther Barbie. Does anyone know where she is?
That guy is really annoying me. He should be bowing down like all the rest of them. He can't just define me like that. I'm not just another beach Ken.
No, you're Prime Minister Ken now, boss.
Right, and as Prime Minister, I should be shown the respect my high-level, high-paying job with influence demands.
So that, boss.
Doesn't seem to matter what I do. I'm always number two. I get no respect from the Jews. I have feelings that I can't explain. Driving me insane. All my life been so right. But that ends tonight. I'm leaving, and everyone knows that I intend my destiny to live and die a life of grand celebrity. I'm Haman, and I need followers, not friends. What will it take for them to see my power and my strength and bow to me? Alright, this is how it's gonna happen. 1, 2, 3. I gotta know what it's like to be the real thing. Is it a crime? Am I not hot when I'm in my feelings? And has my moment finally come, or am I dreaming? I'm no dreamer. I'm Haman Cat. And I'm great at doing stuff. So hey, check me out, yeah, I'm Haman. I'm Haman Cat.
So am I.
With my hat, I look so fine. So hey, world, bow to me, 'cause I'm Haman. Baby, I'm Haman Cat.
What about that Jewish guy?
Oh, that guy, right. All right.
You didn't have a proper Ken name.
Yeah, I've had enough of that. I got it.
You're only friends with Alan, too.
That's anticipated that. All right, here's what we're going to do. Number 1, I'm going to publicly humiliate the guy. Number 2, sentence him to death.
But that's not allowed under the Constitution. Yeah, only the king can make a decision like that.
Then maybe I'll rewrite the Constitution, or better yet, I'll become king.
How are you going to do that? Yeah, you can't even do backflips.
Ooh, just you wait and see. All right, I got a plan. Huddle up. This is what we have to do. The king is going to be coming back after his honeymoon vacation so that he can announce his return and introduce the new queen at a big banquet. So first, I'm going to make sure he gets good and drunk. Second, the two of you, when he stumbles back to his chambers, you follow him back and kill him. Number 3, I declare myself to be the new king. And number 4, I can sentence that guy and all the Jews to anything I want.
Wait, can we go back to the second step there? How are we going to do that? Yeah, is it going to be a beach off or something?
Oh, you guys, look, let's just get on back to my Mojo Dojo Casa House, and I'll give you all the stuff you need to do the job right. Let's go.
This is terrible. The prime minister is basically plotting an insurrection and violence against the king and then against the Jews of Shushan. I've got to give word to Esther Barbie so that she can warn the king. Now I really need to find her. Oh, Queen Esther Barbie. I'm so glad to see you here.
Oh, hi, Uncle Mordecai. It's so strange to hear you call me queen.
Yes, well, how is it being the new queen at all? Are you still okay with being queen and not just stereotypical anymore?
It's going to take some getting used to, that's for sure. Did you know that the king holds weekly meetings, but that nothing ever gets done? And he has a whole closet full of matching outfits, but he seems never to change his clothes?
No, that's interesting and very nice and all. Listen, something's come up that's not playtime anymore. I really need to have a serious talk with you now.
What is it?
I just overheard the king's advisors plotting to overthrow him. If there's violence against the king, then you're in danger too.
What are they planning?
To attack right after the end of honeymoon banquet, the king's throne.
And his two advisors are trying to do this? What for?
To replace him as king and...
I'm coming. I've got to warn him right away.
Okay, maybe you better approach him on your own this first time.
Right. I'll let you know how it goes.
Well, Esther Barbie, there you are. I wanted to invite you to one of my big weekly meetings. They're so exciting, and everyone just loves them.
Well, that sounds so delightful, and I'm sure I'd love to, but actually something's come up that I need to tell you about before you go off to the meeting.
Oh, what's that? Are you learning how to do government around here?
Sort of. You see, I was just told about a plot on your life.
A plot? Like a movie plot. A movie about me. Ken. No, King Ken. The movie. We could get Greta Gerwig. What do you think?
No, not a plot on your life like a script, more like a plan to kill you right after tonight's banquet.
Oh, how'd you hear about this?
From one of my most trusted informants.
Oh, informants. You really are learning the ins and outs of your government. Well, who's behind this plot? Who do I need to have thrown in jail?
It's your two advisors. They're planning the attack.
My two advisors, Big Ken and Kenneth, they could arrange to have lunch if you brought it to them.
My informant would not lead me astray on this.
All right, watch I handle this. Big Ken and Kenneth, get in here.
Yes, your kinship.
Don't you yes your kinship me. What's this I hear about plans for a new king around here?
What? Why would you give up being king?
I heard that you two were behind this.
Oh, no, we didn't have any big plans like that.
No, we just had a small plan. You don't have to do anything to help.
Well, yeah, what are you planning to do with these weapons?
Oh, we were just going to use them at the beach.
Not at the beach. Don't you remember? It was supposed to be after the banquet.
After the banquet. That's what I heard. You were going to use these weapons on me after the banquet.
No, sire, we didn't think this up.
That's what I told you. They couldn't plan something.
You two are too confused to do this on your own. Tell us what's really going on here.
Well, we don't know all of it.
I think that's enough. We heard their confession, sire. What do you want me to do with them?
Throw them in the dungeon, and we'll grind the information out of their feeble minds later. Well, that should take care of everything. And now I can get back to what I was getting back to.
What?
I don't remember.
You know, you should probably write down this whole episode so you never forget what almost happened here.
That's a good idea. Call for the keeper of the records.
Yes, Your Majesty.
I want you to write down what happened here today. It was very out of the ordinary, not stereotypical at all.
Yes, sire.
Today
the king had two of his advisors thrown into the dungeon after learning that they were planning to attack him. Wow, how'd you find out about them? The information came from Mordecai.
Who's he?
A man greatly trusted by the queen, a Jewish man and a loyal subject to the king. He saved your life.
What a guy.
Indeed it does. Do you have all that?
Yes, sire.
Well,
The whole story.
That'll be all. You may go now. Well, now I can get back to what it was I was getting back to.
They must keep you so busy, dear husband. I'll let you get back to your work now.
What was it I was getting back to? My surfboard.
All right. If those two clown Kens can't take care of it, I'll do it myself. Shh. I have important business to do. First, I'm going to find a date to get rid of that Mordecai guy and all his people. And second, I'll worry about becoming king later. Parents, get them. It fell on the floor, but that's my lucky number. The 13th. It'll be the 13th day of Adar that I have them feel my energy and get rid of the Jews once and for all. And now, I will get the king to sign this proclamation that I wrote and get rid of him. He won't even know that he signed it and he's covering up tracks. No one will know that I was doing it. Ha! Ho! Ha! Your Majesty, I've been meaning to discuss those big changes to the Constitution that we were previously discussing.
Oh, we were? What's wrong with it?
Oh, where to begin? It really needs to be updated to the modern world. For example, do you know that there are some people in your kingdom who do not follow your rules?
There are?
It's true, sire. It's the Jews. It's like they're living in a different zip code altogether. Like an entire community of weird Barbies and Allens, you know what I mean? They've got a different day off for the weekend. They've got a different language and all the words go in the wrong direction. They've got names like Mordechai instead of good kin names like you and I have. They wear funny scarves with little fringes. The guys wear these tiny little hats to cover their bald spots. They don't eat ham. They don't like me. And worst of all, they won't bow down to me.
I didn't think they were all bald, and I like your Barbie.
Not the point. The point is that you need to get rid of them. You don't want the fabric of all Shushan to be torn. Now, do you?
They can do that?
And probably worse.
All right, well, what's to be done?
Well, it just so happens that I have a little proclamation all ready for your signature. Sign here.
What's it say?
Oh, patriarchy this, patriarchy that. You know, the usual things to make Shushan great again.
I thought Shushan was always great. What's this going to cost the royal treasury?
Not much, just 40,000 pieces of silver. Oh, and an upgrade to my mini fridge. Did you know it only holds a single six-pack?
40,000? What's that for?
Meetings. Lots of meetings. Got to get the workforce ready for this big job.
All right.
Sign here. Thank you.
All right, that'll be all. I have important things to do.
Of course you do, sire. Of course. Thank you.
All right, what was I getting back to? Oh, my surfboard.
This is terrible. This proclamation is a clear and present danger to the Jews. I've got to find Esther Barbie and see if she can help stop this madness from taking place.
Uncle Mordecai, what's going on? Is there some new fashion trend I'm not aware of?
No, I'm in sackcloth and ashes for a very specific reason.
I'm sure you are, but here, you need to change your clothes.
I won't. Ew. Is that ever really in style? Listen, Esther Barbie, we have much bigger problems than my clothes. Have you seen this?
No, what is it?
A proclamation.
See, I gave him the clothes.
It calls for the destruction of the Jewish people right here in Shushan.
Who wrote this? How could this be true?
It's signed by the king, but it sure looks like it was written by none other than Ken Haman. I'll bet it's nothing less than the new prime minister's plan to turn Shushan into Ken Hamandom.
What are we going to do about it?
Well, you could do nothing and pretend that none of this happened, or you could choose to know the truth of the universe and stop the king from letting it happen. Like before, the choice is yours.
The first one, forget any of this ever happened? No, I know that's not the right choice.
Don't think that just because you're a queen that you can avoid this fate. Harm comes to the Jews of Shushan, you won't escape it. It may be that you weren't meant to bring happiness to every girl in the world. Maybe you have come into this position at this time just so you can help save the Jews.
But how will I know what to do or what to say?
You need to go to the king and tell him straight out what's going on with this proclamation and what would happen if it comes to pass.
Well, no one can just barge in on the king. You have to be invited on pain of death. You're only safe if he raises the scepter to you. I'm just saying.
Well, this all feels a bit overwhelming. How will I know if I'm doing it right?
There is someone who can help you, Esther Barbie. You need to talk to Ruth.
Who's she?
You'll know her when you see her. She's on the 17th floor of this building. Why don't you go now and meet her?
Hello, Esther Barbie. I'm Ruth.
Hello. I was told to come see you, but I'm not sure why. I guess it's because I've been having some doubts about what I'm supposed to do or who I'm supposed to be.
I understand your doubts, but always remember, Esther Barbie, you're more Esther than you are Barbie. That means your true self, your real persona, is a strong, brave, intelligent, and caring Jewish woman. You need to rise to the occasion, and everything in your life and your history will guide you in how to do exactly that right now. Stand up for your people and be the leader that they need. You're not stereotypical. You're extraordinary.
Really mean that? How do you know?
I certainly do mean it, and I know because I named you. Named you after my own daughter Barbara, whose Hebrew name was Hadassah, just like yours. Remember, I made a doll, but you have some real living to do.
So I have the power to make things right and get them back to being more perfect, or at least back to how they used to be?
You have the power to do all that and more. You ought to get going now, don't you think? The Jews of Shushan are needing you now more than you know.
Thank you for everything. I know what to do.
Tell us, what will you do? What will you say?
I used to doubt, all buckled down now. I didn't know, but I am sure now this is what I was made for. It's what I was made for. Taking control, it's what's ideal. Staying alive, our need is real, that we shouldn't pay for. We shouldn't pay for. 'Cause I know now how I feel, and I have to try. I know what's in the deal, and why I have to fight. What I have to fight for. When will it end? The threat and the danger. When will we be friends and not strangers, and be what we're made for? I know what I'm made for. I'll do what I'm made for. All right, I know what to do. Go tell all the Jews to pray for me and fast.
Got it.
Wait, did she mean pray for her quickly or pray for her and then don't eat?
Finally, some peace and quiet. And I can go with that whole, see if I want to go with that patriarchy thing or see what's been working for me so far. At least no one's going to bother me.
Your Majesty, I need to talk with you now about something very weird going on in Shushan.
Who dares to barge in unannounced on pain of death? Oh, Esther Barbie, it's you. Come in. What caused you to rush in here like Vashti with their hair on fire? Whatever it is, you may have it. Even undo half my kingdom.
Oh, that's very kind of you, my dear husband, but I have a dilemma that needs attention and only you can help solve it.
Oh, what's that?
Well, it's kind of complicated, so try to keep up. I mean, it's been keeping me up, so I'd appreciate your help.
All right, sure.
You see, it's like this. To be royalty, a true leader, it's literally impossible for a woman. You have to be thin, but not too thin. You have to have money, but you can't ask for money because that's crass. You have to be a boss, but you can't be mean. You have to lead, but you can't squash other people's ideas. You're supposed to love being a mother, but don't talk about your kids all the time. You have to answer for men's bad behavior, which is insane. But if you point that out, you're accused of complaining. And always stand out and always be grateful. You have to never get old, never be rude, never be selfish, never show off, never fall down, never fail, never show fear, never get out of line. It's too hard. It's too contradictory. And no one says thank you or gives you an Oscar. And it turns out that not only are you doing everything wrong, also everything is your fault. You go, girl. You
trying to tell me?
You know, it might be easier to explain over a nice banquet and a blowout dance party.
Ah, banquet? Now that's something I understand. All of my staff set it up right now.
Actually, I'll need one more day to get some things ready.
Ah, for you? I'll force myself to wait.
Excellent. Let's have you and me and all the Barbies and Kens there.
Perfect.
Oh, and make sure that Prime Minister is there. He'll need to hear all of this tomorrow.
Oh, him? For you, I'll make sure that Prime Minister's here. And now I'll get back to what it was I was doing.
Yes, I'm going to fast until then.
All right.
And you should too.
Oh.
See you then.
Oh, the anticipation of this banquet's going to keep me up all night. I need something that's going to help me sleep. I know. Call for the Keeper of the Records.
Yes, King Ken Maroche.
Hi, Keeper Ken. I need something to help me sleep. Do you have anything, any journals from the shareholder meeting from Mattel? That's always helps calm me down.
Of course, Your Majesty. Let's see. Here's an entry from the meeting. The board agreed to research a new Depression Barbie doll who wastes her life looking at her cell phone and repeatedly watches the BBC's Pride and Prejudice.
Oh, that would depress anyone. What else is there?
Well, here's one about Midge. Oh, never mind. This entry says the board considered starting production of a new version of the Allen doll, but decided not to, citing lack of concern about Allen.
Oh, that's too bad for him. This is starting to help. Do you have anything from the courts?
Here's an entry that says you threw your advisors, Big Ken and Kenneth, into the dungeon after it was discovered they were plotting to attack you.
Yes, I was wondering about that. How did it say I found out about that?
It says the information was passed along to you by Mordecai, a Jewish man who's a loyal subject of the crown. It says he saved your life.
Saved my life? Wow. Well, what did it say I did to reward this man?
It doesn't say anything about any reward at all, sire.
Oh, I'll have to think about that. Thank you very much. That'll be all. You may go. Huh. What should I do to reward such a fine fellow?
Your Majesty, I have some very important issues to discuss with you right this moment.
Listen, Hamburger, it's going to have to wait. I want your help here. What should I do to do for a man whom I wish to honor?
Now, who would the king wish to honor other than me? No one. That's who. Easy, sire. Have all the Barbies throw a blowout party on the beach every night in his honor.
No, they do that every night anyway. It wouldn't be very special. What else do you have?
How about a stable full of horses for his private use?
He might not be able to do the upkeep. What else do you have?
I gotta get horses in this somewhere. Ooh, I know. How about a parade wearing the king's royal robes and riding the king's favorite rainbow pony right through the heart of downtown Shushan, so that everybody knows what a great guy he is.
That's a good idea, but I get the horse back when we're done.
Sure, of course, sire, whatever.
All right, listen, I want you to throw such a parade for Mordecai. The Jew, he saved my life.
That guy? No way. No chance, no way I'm leading anything for that guy.
Are you disobeying a royal command? Nobody's disobeyed a royal command since Sugar Daddy Ken.
Never heard of Sugar Daddy Ken.
Do you want to hear more? There's a reason for that, or do you want to do the parade?
Yes, sire, yes, sire. All right, you loser Barbies that can't line it up. This is how the king wishes to honor this man.
Save the life of our king. He refused to kiss Haman's ring. He showed us how to do the Jewish French thing. He's a hero amongst the clans. He really came through just when we needed a guy who truly was a dad. Hallelujah for Mordecai. Hallelujah for Mordecai.
Go on. We're done. All right. It's time to put my plan into action. First, I build the gallows. Second, I take over Shushan and get rid of my enemies.
Welcome, everyone, to what I'm calling Esther's annual blowout banquet. Because you're the center of attention and the center of my universe. And I know that you got something you're dying to share with everyone. And before you do, I want to make sure you know anything you may have, even unto half my kingdom.
That's very kind of you, my dear husband, but I don't need or want half your kingdom or any other fanciful gift. All I want to know is that you don't want to see me and my family killed.
Oh, why would you say that?
It says so right here in this proclamation, and you even signed it.
Oh, I remember signing it. I just don't remember what it says. Who would dare harm you?
None other than the man you appointed Prime Minister, Ken Haman. He wanted to banish or kill all the Jews. See out there, he even had a gallows built.
You know, I see that, but what does that have to do with you?
Yeah, what does that have to do with you?
Shut up!
Because I'm Jewish, and if you have all the Jews killed, that would include me.
Oh, I didn't know you were Jewish.
Neither did I. Funny, you don't look Jewish.
Does this mean you're not so stereotypical after all?
It means something has to be done about Ken Haman.
Guards, grab him!
Wait. Queen Esther Barton, I'm at your mercy. I'm nothing without you. It's always been Esther Barbie and Ken, never Ken by himself. I just want to go back to being the regular Prime Kenister, with you as my queen and King Ken as my king. What do you say?
If you were only as pathetic as you sound, I would say okay, but you're dangerous as well as pathetic. So no, guards, take him away.
And hang him on the gallows he built for the Jews. Well, that should help get things back to normal now, shouldn't it?
It's a good first step, but you're going to need a new prime minister, one who can proofread proclamations for you.
You're right. Being a leader is hard. I know I need help. I have someone just in mind. Mordecai, come forward.
Yes, Your Majesty.
I want you to be my new prime minister. What do you say?
With pleasure.
What? Prime Minister Mordecai? Queen Esther Barbie? Do you have anything to say to your adoring subjects?
Well, I'm trying to tell you something about my life. Maybe give us insight between wrong and right.
And the best thing ever done by you is to save all of Shushan's Jews. 'Cause it's told me everything, Well, darkness has a hunger that's insatiable, and lightness has a call that's hard to hear. Esther wrapped us in her strength, in her strong hand. She said, "Oh, crusade beyond to dry land." So join us now and sing along. Went to her body, she went to Mordecai. She fasted for 3 days, she caught the king's eye. There's more than one way out of the story, so it's always a good lie. Unless I quote the real book of Esther, the closer it is to find, the closer it is to find, We told you about the holiday of Purim. We cheered and put and clapped our hands tonight. We honored Mordecai, Esther, and yes, Barbie. They tried to kill us, we survived, let's party. For 2,000 years we fought against Esther's glory. Give them strength and keep them free. With Barbie, she went to Mordecai. She fasted for 3 days. She caught the king's eye. There's more than a tale of a story, but it's always a crooked lie.
And the less we quote the real book of Esther,
The closer it is to find, the closer it is to find, We'll see you again next year, When
before you go, let's give a round of applause to our actors and crew. And you have been a great audience. Next year, maybe not as many groggers. Okay. Queen Esther Barbie, Jeannie Greenberg. I'm not going to forget. Mordecai, Joel Schwartz. King Ahash Ken Varosh, Greg Grunwald. Queen Vashti, Kathy Glotter. Big Ken, Zevi Horwitz. Kenneth, Barbara Lloyd Bailey. There you are. Weird Barbie and her extra leg, Elizabeth Landsberg. The keeper of the records, Shireen Link. Ruth Handler, Miranda Fram. And our townie extraordinaire, Twyla Morris. And now a special treat from the very opening film. We have Stella. Are you here?
Yep, she's here.
Stella McAllister and the other two, Esther Fro and Iris Fro. I believe they're watching the live stream. They weren't able to make it here tonight. Stella, Esther, and Iris were wonderful to work with. We filmed this in the back patio by the playground here at Temple. And the narration, Dr. Charlotte Rosenberg. She had to leave with the children. Okay. A big shout out to Dale Kassler, sound and video operator. And a special thanks to Joe Kassler for our technical assistance. And we had Will Redenbach on the live stream tonight. And Joel Schwartz was our karaoke maven. And as you see, inspiration from Ruth Handler, Greta Gerwig, and Noah Baumbach. And historical accuracy by You Gotta Be Kidding. Who was in attendance tonight too. She's somewhere out here.
And
So
let's
thank
give
you.
it up for Steve Marshall.
Thank you all. Thank you. And to my cast and crew, it's been a long rehearsal period. You guys have been great to work with. It's been wonderful. Thank you all. Have a wonderful end of the Chag Purim night. And I don't know if Rabbi has anything else to add or if she's gone.
Over there.
All right. Thank you all. And on behalf of the entire cast, let us be the first ones to wish you happy Hanukkah in 6 months. Good night, everybody. Chag Purim. Happy Purim. Get in.